welcome once again to Let's Talk Marriage. This is Pastor Larry coming to you this Wednesday afternoon with Let's Talk Marriage. All right. We're going to get right on into our program on today, or our session on today. Today, we're going to be talking about a wonderful person that's been in my life for over 33 years. This weekend, though, is my birthday. I'll be celebrating a birthday on this weekend, or starting on Friday, and the rest of the month as usual. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. What I want to talk about is my wife. She is such a wonderful person. And the reason why I'm talking about her, I'm just trying to honor her on today, to let her know how much I appreciate all that she does, all that she works for, all the hard work that she does to keep the household together. She's such a wonderful person. You know, when I asked the Lord to give me a wife, and the Bible said he that find a wife find a good thing. I certainly found a good thing in her. She's just a wonderful person. She's very dependable, and I found that people they call her, and she gets called from young ladies in the middle of the night, early in the morning, and she doesn't hesitate to answer their call and try to help them as any way she can, or the best way she can, which demonstrates being a true servant of the Lord. And she is definitely one of those. I just want to let her know that I simply adore her. She is a wonderful person, and I had just came out of a relationship, or just got divorced when I met her. I hadn't been divorced when I met her, and when I met her, I knew right away that she was the one. The thing about it, when you meet someone that's the one, you'll know right away. Sometimes, especially if you've been in a relationship that was abusive, you've been in a relationship that was a bad relationship, or a relationship that didn't end well, you kind of get skeptical when you meet someone, even if it's the right person. You even skeptical with that. But that never crossed my mind when I met her, because I knew right away that she definitely was the one for me when I met her, and such a beautiful person. And I met her the first time I saw her. She was working at a mall in one of the suburbs, and I saw her, but I didn't disturb her because she was working. Everybody knows the story. But the Lord had to send me a wife all the way from a little small town in Mississippi, a town called Itta Mississippi. Most people have even never heard of the town, but the Lord sent me a wife from there. And again, he that finds a wife finds a good thing, and she is certainly a good thing. For all you people that are looking for a soulmate, you should be looking for a soulmate, not just a relationship, but a soulmate. When you find that soulmate, make sure you cherish her, make sure you adore them, make sure you constantly let them know how much you appreciate them. Because in this day and time, it's hard to find somebody that's honest, hard to find somebody that's true. And she is just certainly a wonderful person, and her family is even wonderful. When I met them, I fell in love with them right away as well. And you can tell by the way she is, where she gets all of her this, because she has a beautiful spirit of help. There's some people that you don't even have to ask them to do nothing; they'll just move right away and help. Whereas some people have to sometimes think about it before they do anything, or they might not do anything at all. She's one of those people that whatever venue she's in, she'll ask if you need any help. She'll help out, and she tries to help so many different young ladies. They look up to her because she's such a beautiful example of a virtuous woman. And you have so many first ladies that are just horrible. Just put it that way, it's just bad. But she is a beautiful example of a first lady. She just, if you watch her, if you know her, you'll know what she's a very person with a beautiful spirit, and she's a beautiful lady as well. Wonderful person, and when I met her, I knew right away that she was the one for me. And then one of the first places I took her to was my church that I grew up in. It's a church that I grew up in, and when my bishop at the time saw her, he told me, he pulled me to the side. He said, "That's the one. That's the one." And my first lady there at the time, she said the same thing. She said, "That's the one. That's the one." But I had already knew that because I had asked the Lord to send someone my way, and when he sent her to me, she wasn't even expecting it. She was going to stay here for a while and go back home. But you know what? Whenever we have our plans, God has plans for you, and a lot of times His plans are outweigh the plans that we have for ourselves, or they're a lot better than the plans, or something that we needed when we don't know that we need it. And truly, she has been, a light in our relationship, in our household. All the kids look up to her. Just the one of us. She just recently became a grandmother, and she's just a proud grandma. Call herself grandma. Okay. Wonderful person, and everybody that knows her knows what type of friend she is. She's a true friend. If you ever have her as a friend, she's a wonderful person. She's a very giving person. You can't say that about enough about a person. You can't encourage or compliment a person or boost them up enough. When you find someone that's wonderful, you have to let them know. And and I'm just taking this opportunity to let her know how much I adore her, how much I appreciate everything that she does. And and when and she is an excellent cook. Everybody that knows her knows that she's an excellent cook. But the thing about it, that wasn't the reason why I married her, because I cook myself. But she is such an excellent cook. And some people might say, "Well, how come you ain't fat?" Because I get it all the time, so I don't have to gorge. So she's just she's a wonderful person. She cooks, she does everything around the house, and I retired, but she's still working, which is amazing. How the people on her, even on her job, they look up to her, and how she, just a beautiful person. Her friends, they just adore her, and everybody that meets her, they it's like almost like has an information sign on it, because everybody want to tell her all their issues, and but she's a wonderful person. And the thing about being married to her is uh, what God sent to me, and how He answered my prayers, because I was had just gotten out of a bad relationship. And when I met her, right away. Again, sometimes when you get out of a bad relationship, you get skeptical. You put up defenses, and you get real defensive, and you be cautious. You don't want to get in another bad relationship, and that trust level is not there. You have to build it up. But when I met her, it was there right away. It was like uh, the other relationship never happened. It was like, she just entered in my life at the right moment. It's just a beautiful thing. And you have to, when the Lord sends you someone, you have to make sure that you appreciate it. Husbands, if you have a wonderful wife, make sure you appreciate it. And it's not always buying things. It's just show your appreciation, and let her feel appreciated. When your wife feels appreciated, you can go any level. The sky is the limit, in your relationship. And sometimes when you're in a relationship, you might start out where you both are struggling. You might go through that period where you're struggling. Hang on in there. Don't get discouraged just because you having a hard patch in your marriage. Learn to work on it. With the society today, it's too easy for people to walk away from stuff. just because it's not perfect, and I'd be the first to say that our marriage is not perfect, but it's close. And we try to strive to get to that perfection. And as far as communication go, you're not going to always talk about everything, but you try to make sure you make a point of trying to discuss certain things, trying to talk about certain things. Sometimes you might not want to talk about things because you don't want to worry the other party, but communication is the key in a relationship. And we have a beautiful communication between each other. And again, we are, best of friends. Make sure that the person that when you find your soulmate, you're gonna find that you are best friends. So that's come natural. When you find your soulmate, you're gonna find that you're best of friends, and it not doesn't necessarily always mean that we have a lot in common. That's you can have a lot in common and still not be compatible. Being compatible means that you have the same vision with each other. You're on the same path. You're going in the same direction. And this is, how you have a successful marriage. Not a perfect marriage, because no one has a perfect marriage, but this is how you have a successful marriage. You shouldn't be in a relationship, or you shouldn't be hovering over your wife and everything she spends. Because one thing I can say about my wife, she's not a person that spends a lot of money. One of the things I noticed that who can find a coupon for a car? She actually had a coupon to buy a car. You know what? She does not spend money, like go out and just spend everything. She's very cautious on how she spends money, and she knows how to set a budget. She knows how to fix a budget and everything. But for one thing, she's an accountant, so why wouldn't I not let her handle all the finances? It's just like having an in-house accountant. So make sure that when you find that person, when the Lord bless you with a soulmate, not just a relationship, but a soulmate. When you find that soulmate, make sure you are continually showing them your appreciation, telling them how much you love them, how much you adore them. Wife, I adore you. Lisa, I adore you. I love you so much. This is Pastor Larry. I'm going to be signing off until you find that soulmate. Stay safe. Be blessed. Until we meet again. All right. I just want to mention that all the music that you hear on our program is from an app called Whoop Triggers Plus. It's a beautiful app for those that have a church, have the musicians. You might not have musicians. You might just be starting out. You might be doing a podcast or something. You can add a little flavor to whatever you're doing in the church, and it's beautiful music on it, and it's a wonderful app. So look it up. I told my cousin about it. He's a pastor as well, and he downloaded it right away. And it's a wonderful app. You can back a preacher. You can do a lot of things with it. So it's a wonderful app, and it's called Whoop Triggers Plus. So look it up and see if it's work for you and your congregation. This is Pastor Larry going to be signing off. Until we meet again, let's talk marriage.